Hi, guys. Good evening, and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host, Eddie, and in tonight's video, I'll be discussing what I thought of the latest and more exciting and engaging episode of Star Trek Picard. That's right, the newest episode is finally with us. It dropped earlier today on CBS All Access. I just got done watching it and really enjoyed it for many reasons. Now, before I go into all of that, of course, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled episode review. If you're not caught up on Star Trek Picard by this episode or the first three episodes, you may not want to keep watching or listening, as I will be going into spoilers. So, you have been warned. That being said, let's dive right in. First and foremost, recruiting a badass, highly skilled Romulan warrior to your cause, well done. I think anyone would want a capable fighting Romulan on their side, no matter how desperate or lost their mission or cause may seem. I also enjoy these flashbacks that show us, 14 years ago, before the Mars attack, during the evacuation efforts, that Jean-Luc was trying to do with the Romulans. I like these flashback sequences because I feel like it just adds a lot more backstory to, his character and his struggles, and it really, makes you sympathize for him now, what he's currently going through. Speaking of going through, something that any Star Trek series, whether it's the original series, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, Discovery, whatever, any Star Trek show, I feel like does a pretty good job with presenting both sides of an argument, where in this case, Jean-Luc was trying to explain and defend himself to a very angry mob of Romulans who had every right to be upset and frustrated with him and the Federation for basically abandoning them after the Mars attack and not fulfilling their promise to evacuate them to safer planets and whatnot. So, and then Jean-Luc, but you can also sympathize with Jean-Luc because he also explained, why he did what he did, and now he really had no choice or any say in the matter, but that didn't stop the Romulans from being incredibly angry and frustrated with him. And, I can't say that I blame the Romulans. If I were in their shoes, I'd probably feel just as emotional and just as upset about it as they were, But I mean, I didn't want to see Picard get hurt either, so I'm glad that Elnor there came to his defense when he did and cut that guy's head off. Holy shit, that was wild and violent. That was also very cool. And I just love that the little mission crew has added yet two more characters. Elnor, the fighting badass Romulan, and now Seven of Nine herself has finally shown up to join the party. And of course, she has some smart ass line to mouth off to Picard right before she collapses from being in a space fight. So that was a huge highlight as well. But yeah, this episode did a great job of once again showing you both sides of the argument, and it really depends on where you fall or what you agree with, depending on which characters you like or support throughout the episode. But Star Trek, I always feel like, has done a pretty good job, a fair job of showing people two sides. There's two sides to every coin, two sides to every argument, and ultimately it's it's up to the characters as to what the right decision or the right thing to do is. Or sometimes it's up to circumstance as well. But I felt like this episode was a good example of that. Also, it was just great to learn more about the Romulan culture. I think it's pretty cool and badass that there's another fighting sect of Romulans who consider themselves the enemies of the Tal Shiar. So I thought that was pretty cool. And now that they've got Elnor on their side, if they encounter any more hostiles, whether it's the Tal Shiar or other hostile aliens, they've got a fighting badass Romulan on their side, who of course has a personal connection to Picard, which is a big plus as well. So this was by far probably the most entertaining episode so far. We're 4 episodes in, and this one definitely picked up the pace. It was very entertaining, very exciting, and it probably had the most interesting, compelling characters in it as well. So I'm going to say so far, episode 4 is probably my favorite. Might be a bit premature to say that, considering this is only the fourth episode, but that's how I feel about it. So, what did you guys think of this episode? Did you like it? Did you love it? Did you hate it? Were you expecting more, expecting less? I want to hear your thoughts and your opinions and your feedback down below in the comments section. Thank you so much for watching. Star Trek Picard drops new episodes every Thursday on CBS All Access. All right, guys, have a great rest of the night. Thanks again for watching. And of course, until next time, make it so.